Today's message is brought to you by the partners and friends in Anthony Trice Ministries.
God ordered if you get him, then you get the other stuff. And the Bible says, come from among them and be ye separate and turn out the unclean thing.
Do you have faith in the Word of God?
Let's get into the Word with Dr. Anthony L. Trice.
The influence of a God-fearing father. See, you can be a father, but do you fear or do you reverence God? Somebody say amen. Amen. So this morning I'm going to talk about 6 characteristics that every father should have. Somebody say 6. 6. Characteristics or qualities that a father should have. Amen. Let's go to Joshua 24 verses 15. The influence or the characteristics of a God-fearing father. We need more men that reverence and fear God. Amen. Being a father is a responsibility. It's a responsibility. So the first characteristics of a spiritual father is he has to be a leader in his home. Somebody say leader. Leader. In the home. In the home. You have to be a spiritual leader in the home. In other words, you should be the first to pray. You should be the first to forgive. As a spiritual father, you have to be the first to love. As a spiritual father, you should be the first to give. If you're not an example to your children, if you're not an example in your home, you may be a father, but you are not a spiritual father. Somebody say amen. Amen. All right, read verse 15.
And if it seems evil unto you to serve the Lord,
this is Joshua addressing the people of God.
Choose you this day.
He said you need to make a choice this day in whom you will serve. Regarding who you're going to serve. You either serving God or you're serving the devil. You're not serving God and the devil. And I don't think people understand that. No man can serve 2 masters. Either Satan is your father or God is your father. He said you can't serve both. Read.
Whether the gods which your fathers served.
Notice Joshua said whether the gods, small g, that means false gods, that your fathers serving. A lot of people are serving their fathers' gods. I thought about this today, and that's why we got to get delivered, and that's why we got to get saved for real. And people don't really know what it means to be saved. Salvation means deliverance. If you don't get delivered, and you conceive a child, whatever spirit that's in you goes into that child. It's more than sex. It's more than just having when you lay down with somebody, it's a lot more than you having a good feeling. And we don't understand it. That's why we got to get saved for real, because we are passing down demons. We don't understand this. If you insecure, have low self-esteem, have all these issues, emotional issues, when you get pregnant or when you have a child, you pass that spirit down to that child. Amen. Read.
That were on the other side of the flood.
Read.
Or the gods of the Amorites.
Or the gods of the Amorites. And the Amorites serve false gods. You can make a god out of anything. Anything that you put first in your life is a god. It don't matter what it is. You can say what you want to say, and I address the 8 o'clock service with the same thing. You know what's wrong with people? They're not saved. What we call salvation is coming to church. You're not saved because you come. That's good that you come because you come to learn how to be saved. But coming to church is not salvation. Singing in the choir is not salvation. Ushering, being a greeter, whatever you do in church is not salvation. You can do that and not be saved. Salvation means what? Deliverance. So if you're not being delivered, you're not saved. And that's a lot of our problem. Read.
In whose land ye dwell.
In whose land you dwell. Read.
But as for me and my house.
Listen, Joshua is being the spiritual leader in his home. He's standing up and declaring, as for me and my house, or as for me and my family, we're going to do what?
Serve the Lord.
You may not be saved, but you better act like you saved up in here. Some of you not saved, but you can't listen to rap music in here. It's just certain things you can't do up in here because this house is sanctified. Fathers, that's your responsibility to put that in place, not your wife.
That's right.
If you're not saved, at least you better act like you are up in here. How many of you have to have rules? You have to have structure and order in your home. And it's the fathers and the men's responsibility to set the tone in a house. That's what it means to be a spiritual leader. And I'm not talking about going around your house preaching to everybody. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about being an example. It's certain stuff that cannot go on up in here. And as the head of my house, as the man of my house, I'm responsible for what goes on in my house, not my wife. And men, if you're not taking responsibility in regards to what goes on in your house, you're not being a leader. With my house, you come to my house, it's peace. You come to my house, it's not dirty. It's my responsibility to set the tone for my house. And that's what it means to be a spiritual leader. You can't stay, I'm going to church, but you staying at home. That don't happen in my house. If you're in my house, you got to go to church, I'll give you 50.
That's right.
I'm trying to understand how you got to come to church, but everybody else can stay home. I'm going to tell you what's going on. Some bumping the ground is going on. It's your house. You pay the bills, so you set the tone for your house. How your children don't have to come to church, but they go everywhere else. All right, I ain't going to mess with that today. But the characteristic of a God-fearing father is that he's a spiritual leader in his home. Genesis 12, verse 8. Genesis 12, verse 8. We're looking at the father being a spiritual leader in his home. Let's look at another example. Abraham. Genesis 12 and 8.
And he removed from thence unto a mountain on the east of Bethel.
God spoke to Abraham, and he said, Abraham, get away from your home, get away from your relatives, and go to a place I'll show you. Now verse 8, and he removed from thence unto a mountain on the east of Bethel. So that means that he went to the house of God. You know what Bethel means? House of God. So he obeyed God. You're not a spiritual leader, fathers or men, if you're not obeying the word. Got to obey the word. In other words, what does the scripture say regarding this that I need to be doing? I don't care who else don't want to do it. This is what we finna do. And I am amazed at the passiveness that a lot of men have. They're intimidated by everybody in the house. Your lip may be stuck out, but give me your hand and let's go. I'm not intimidated by your lip being stuck out. I'm not intimidated by you have an attitude right now. Give me your hand and let's go. And if I have to drag you, come on. That's being a spiritual leader. You're not a leader giving in to everybody their attitude. And their lips stuck out. Y'all quiet. See, sometimes it's going to be some conflict up in here. And we don't want no conflict, so what we do, we just give in and just let everybody do what they want to do. That's not being a leader. Y'all quiet. Now, you can't make nobody do nothing. I'm not talking about arguing with folks, because this is the thing about it. If God tells me this is what we need to do, if you don't like it and if you don't agree, I'm still going to do it. I'm going to let God deal with you. But I'm not going to let you hinder me from doing what I know we need to be doing up in here. And I have to say that because some of y'all faced with that. say it, read.
And pitched his tent,
Uh-huh.
having Bethel on the west,
Having Bethel on the west.
Hay on the east,
Uh-huh.
and there he builded an altar unto the Lord.
An altar is where you go to make sacrifices. So Abraham was making a sacrifice. If you're not making sacrifices, you're not a spiritual leader. Somebody say amen. Read.
And called upon the name of the Lord.
He did what? That means he was seeking the face of God. As men, we got to call upon the, we got to cry out to God for our families. We got to cry out to God for our children. Our children are being wiped out. One of the reasons is because nobody's standing in the gap for their children. Devil, you're not going to have my children. Devil, my children are not going to die before they time. Devil, my children going to be prosperous. They may not be prosperous right now. They may be hooked on drugs right now. It may not look what you're saying, but I'm going to keep saying until that thing come to pass, because I'm not going to give up on my children because they're not doing right. I'm going to stand in the gap, and I'm going to let the devil know enough is enough. And this is the thing about it. You can say something out of your mouth, but you have to have a life to back up what you're saying. And I believe I'm here today because my mother lived a life. She wasn't just going to church. See, you can't be praying to God, you got a boyfriend. God ain't listening to you. The effectual, fervent prayers of a righteous man availeth not an unrighteous. So men, as spiritual leaders in our home, we got to stand in the gap for our family. We got to be the first to obey God, not your wife leading the charge. In a lot of homes, the wives leading the charge. Because it has to get done. So you won't do it, so she has to step up and do it. And get it done. And I commend women, man. There's a lot of women, they holding it down. They are. And some of y'all got husbands. They got to hold it down. I don't understand that. Number 2. The second characteristic of a God-fearing father is that he's a teacher and an educator in the home. Fathers, it's your responsibility to educate your children on all levels. Men, how many men are afraid to talk to their children about sex? And as many babies that you have. As much child support you pay. You better warn your son. And stop thinking with the wrong head. I'm trying to understand, parents. All the mistakes you done made, you ain't telling your children nothing. So as a father, you are an educator and a teacher in your home. You should be you should be preparing your children for their future. All the stuff I done been through all my life, I'm gonna pass this down to my children. Now, if they don't listen, that's on them. But I'm gonna teach them. I'm gonna educate them. This is how you treat a woman. Save some money, man. Don't spend every dime you get. Be responsible. That's father's job to tell their children that. If you don't tell them, you know they're gonna learn it from the streets. That's why so many folks got a perverted view of sex. Sex ain't slapping, turn around, flip it, and all that. That's all you know. I can say some more on that. But that's what you've been taught. That's what you see on TV. God designed sex for two people that love each other, not lust each other. That's your job to sit down. I'm amazed at the fathers that sit in the house and won't open their big mouth. You won't say nothing to nobody. You just sitting there. That's not being a father, man. That's not being an educator and a teacher. Let's go Deuteronomy 6, 7 and 9, and then Proverbs 22 and 6. Try not to be before you long. Fathers, you got to have an influence on your family, on your children. You can't do that if you don't fear the Lord yourself. Okay, Deuteronomy 6, 7 and 9, read.
And thou shalt teach them diligently.
And thou shalt teach them. You should teach your children, not the teacher at school, not the principal, not the coach. That's your job as a father, as a parent, to educate your children.
Amen.
I hug my children. I kiss them on the jaw. I talk to them. Because that's my responsibility. How am I coming preaching to you and telling you about the Lord, but I can't preach to my children and talk to them about stuff? Read.
And shall talk of them when thou sittest in thy house.
Read.
And when thou walk by the way.
When you walk by the way.
And when thou liest down.
When you lie down.
And when thou risest up.
And this is not necessarily talking about you quoting a bunch of scriptures. Because we good at that. But we don't practice them. This is talking about living a life before you. How many know your life is a message?
Amen. That's right, man.
Because one thing that we have perfected as Christians, we know how to talk. And we know how to quote the scripture. You know what the problem is? Anybody doing it? How do you know? Because look at your life. It's impossible to obey God and do it the way He say do it, and my life stay a mess. If your life is still a mess and it been some years, it's because you're not doing right. Read.
And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thy eyes.
Read.
And thou shalt write them upon the post of thy house.
Read.
And upon the post of thy gate.
So as a father, you have to be an educator in your home. Let's go to Proverbs 22 and 6. You have to teach your children. And if you don't understand, I was talking to my wife about this the other day. From the time of 0 to 5, you got to be teaching your children. After 5, if you ain't taught them nothing, you in trouble. You know what I'm seeing with these kids? Some gangsters. I'm seeing some gangster kids at 2. You know where that's coming from? The television and listen to some crazy music. How you a gangster at 2? What's up? What you mean what's up? Say hi. You tell me no what's up to me. Y'all laughing, but that's not cute. You know where they come from? Their parents are not teaching them, they're not educating them. They let the TV do it. Read.
Train up a child in the way that he should go.
Train up a child in the way they should go, not the way they want to go. We trying to train some grown folk. That's why some resistance. Because we didn't train them when they was young. As simple as this. Don't just go on my refrigerator, ask for what you want. How you let your 3-year-old child go to the refrigerator and cook? They're so cute they can cook. No, they're going to burn your house down. Some of y'all feel guilty. You don't give a 3-year-old child that much responsibility. That's my point. You know what train means? Develop. Fathers, you are responsible for developing your children. One thing my dad did when I was young, he said you need to get a trade, you need to get some type of education, you need to do something. He instilled that in me. So you know what that did? It gave me some direction. You need to save your money. That's what he used to say. I didn't save it, but that's what he used to say. How many kids spend every dime they get? Their money, burn their pocket. We got to train our children. And it's work. And it's time consuming. So if you're going to make a baby, take care of it. Don't just make babies. Because we good at this, making babies. But we poor at taking care of it. I'm I'm going to get to that in a minute, just so hold your hearts. Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Watch this. You cannot train your children or develop your children in the things of God if you don't know God. So a lot of parents need to get saved. A lot of fathers need salvation. They need a relationship with Christ. I cannot give my child something that I don't have. Am I teaching? This is work. It's more than you just sitting down, laying down, making a baby with somebody. It's a responsibility. It's work. And it's hard work. All right, number 3 characteristic. A father has to discipline his children wisely and lovingly. You get mad, you throw a shoe at them. And the reason why you're mad, because they've been getting away with stuff and you've been letting them do, so now you at your boiling point. So your way of discipline is taking out a shoe, cussing them out, throwing it at them. That's not wisdom. That's not love. Proverbs 13:24. Let's take a look at this. We're talking about the characteristics of a God-fearing father. As a father, you should have certain characteristics. Characteristics is character. Read.
He that spareth his rod hateth his son.
The Bible says if you spur the rod or the belt, you hate your child. In other words, when your child needs a spanking, you need to get him a spanking. Some children, you can talk to them. But some of them, you got to kill them. Some kids, you can sit down and talk to them, and they'll get it right. But some kids, you have to almost break their neck. Because every time you say something, they say something. Y'all heard what I'm saying? But you need some wisdom, and you got to do it in love. Wisdom meaning, when they do something, Lord, should I let them go this time, or do I need to get them? Wisdom is, Lord, should I talk to them? Don't spank them this time. The Lord say, talk to them. Okay, you got to have wisdom. You have to have insight. You can't always throw a shoe. And some parents cussing their kids out. Then you come in, they see you speaking in tongues. They're confused. Because everybody else thinks you spiritual, but that child looking at you saying, something wrong with mommy. Something wrong with daddy. You sit in Mississippi. And I believe that's why so many hypocrites in the church, because their parents was hypocrites. He that spurred his rod, hate his child. So if you don't discipline your child when they need discipline, the Bible says that you hate them. Amen. Read.
But he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes.
He that loveth him correct him often. When your children are at the age of 0 to 5, you have to be interactive with them, teaching and training and disciplining them and loving them. We can't leave that out. You'd be surprised the kids that don't feel loved. When we come to the daycare, kids bum rush us. And I'm not saying all of them don't feel love, but they know we love them, so they come and give us a big hug. Your child needs love. And children define love by how much time you spend with them. So you're not spending time with your children, they don't feel that you love them. Well, my children is out of the state. Well, it's summertime, bring them here. Or go to them. Stop making all these excuses. I don't have no money. FaceTime. Stop making excuses. Your children need you. Men, because a lot of men, they macho, they don't hug their children, they don't talk to them, they don't want to have nothing to do with them. That's not cool, man. Your children need your affection. Your children need your love. Your children need your support. Your children need your time. If you made a baby and you don't get along with the mama, that has nothing to do with you taking care of your children. of a God-fearing father, and we just got through dealing with that. He's a provider. There's no excuse, man, for you not taking care of your kids.
Amen.
But the mama gonna take the check and do so what? You had no control over that. You made the child, take her the child. I don't love her. Well, it's too late now. There's nothing to do with your child. I'm married now. What that mean? You still are responsible for taking care of your child. Well, I got this family, so what? Send them $5, do something. Don't just keep on making babies, man. Dropping seeds everywhere. 1 Timothy 5:8. A spiritual father, one of the characteristics of a God-fearing father is to provide. A father's job is to provide for his children. Provide for his family. 1 Timothy 5:8 read.
But if any provide not for his own.
He said if a man don't provide for his own, the child that you made,
especially for those of his own house.
Especially for those of his own house.
He have denied the faith.
He has denied or abandoned the faith.
And is worse than an infidel.
He talked about men that say they're Christians. The Bible says you are worse than an infidel. An infidel is a sinner. So if you're not taking care of your children, you are a deadbeat father.
Amen.
Yes, I said it. I'll say it again if you didn't hear me. You are responsible for providing for your children. You laid down with her. Now that child is your responsibility for you to feed and clothe and make sure they have a roof over their head. If you got to work 5 jobs. Don't become speaking in tongues. Talking about praise the Lord and trying to preach to me, and you got children that you won't claim, and you got children that you won't take care of, and you got children you won't spend time with. I always sit down. Talking about Christian men. Men that say they're Christians. Call that child. I ain't talked to my child 30 years. Call him. I told you I had a child, 30 years old, when he came in my life. He said, my mama said you my father. I said, okay, let's get a test. I didn't say, who is you? I didn't do that. All this gospel I'm preaching. No, I got to be responsible. So I didn't run from him. I said, hey, let's go and get a test. 2 weeks later, we got a test. I was 100% his father. I said, listen, what I didn't do, that's gone. Let's start right now. I don't live in the past. And from then to now, I've been a father. Somebody say responsible. I planted that seed. It came up. So you know what I got a revelation on? You weep. If it's been 100 years and you did something, it's coming out. I don't care how much you speak in tongues. I don't care how much you love God. If you did something in your unsaved life, yes, it's under the blood, but it's going to come up. So if you got some kids out there, they're going to come. Responsible. Being responsible, man. So I ain't just preaching something that I read in the book. I'm preaching from experience. And let's deal with the child support.
Thank you for watching today's broadcast. If ever in the St. Louis area, please come visit our North Campus, located 7200 West Florissant, St. Louis, Missouri, 63136, or give us a call. We would love to hear from you at 314-659-8522. For more information on how to get connected, write to us or visit us online at anthonytrice.org. And we thank you for your continued support.